This is the mini Amazon sword plant, a plant with a small profile, but some really cool characteristics that sets it apart from other plants. There's a lot you can do with a plant like this, and they grow relatively fast. So if you're thinking about getting some for yourself, or if you've already picked some up, let's go over what you'll need to know when keeping the mini Amazon sword plant. The mini Amazon sword comes to us from South America. It's a less common aquatic plant that is typically kept as a foreground plant and as a mid-ground plant since it's on the smaller side. Depending on how much light it gets, this sword usually displays broad green leaves with some reddish and brownish markings. The growth rate of this sword can vary, but they typically grow on the faster side given that they have enough lighting and a nutrient-based substrate. The mini sword does not require high amounts of CO2. You might be able to get away with not having a CO2 system at all. But CO2 will make your plants happier and healthier, so if you want to have some nice looking plants, in this case swords, I'd recommend adding CO2 via a liquid form or through a diffuser. Again, this plant does well with a generous amount of light, but one thing to consider about bright lights is that your tank will begin to grow algae. So it's best to limit the amount of time that you keep your lights on. I personally use a remote control that has a 2, 4, 6, and 8 hour timer, and I plug that into my light, and that controls the amount of light that's in my tank. This plant can reach about 10 to 12 inches in height, and that's about 25 to 30 centimeters. And this is what makes the mini Amazon sword so special, because typically Amazon swords grow very large and can easily take over a tank and become unmanageable. The mini Amazon sword, however, tops off at a foot in length, making it a great sword for especially smaller tanks that otherwise wouldn't be able to appropriately keep bigger swords. A small plant like this will give you more room for fish, plants, and other decorations. When it comes to the substrate, it's always best to use a nutrient-based substrate for plants. Small, fine substrates work best in this case. You can use dirt, sand, and you can even use gravel, but anything bigger won't allow the roots to secure themselves. And to culminate the health of your mini Amazon sword, it's best to keep them with a temperature in between 72 and 82 degrees, and that's about 22 to 28 degrees Celsius. If your plant is healthy, in time it'll begin growing side shoots off the main stem. These are called daughter plants. You can trim them off at the base and plant them. This way you can continue to grow the mini Amazon sword. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, comments, or advice that you'd like to give in regards to the mini Amazon sword, you know what to do. My name is Gus. This is Myaquariuminfo. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps grow the channel. Thanks for watching.